Hello everyone, sorry about the hair. This, as you can see, is a question video, so any comments or video responses will be welcomed and appreciated. As you can see from the title, the question I would like to ask is, are we becoming a more insular society? Now, this video, or the idea for this video, came to me while I was in Asda a week or so ago. If you don't know what Asda is, it's one of the biggest supermarket retailers in Britain, and I was using the self-service checkout where you don't talk to anyone. You just check in the items yourself, and you pay the money or pay by your card into the machine, and they give you the correct change and the receipt and whatnot. And I just thought, is it going to get to the point sometime in the future where we could go through a whole day going to work, maybe going to the cinema, get some petrol, drive home, and not actually talk to anyone? And what would that do to us as individuals? But that's in the future. What about now? I can only go on my experiences, but it does seem we've cut ourselves off more from society, from our fellow man or woman, than we ever have before. For example, neighbours. In the past, you always made friends with your neighbours. If you needed something, you went to ask them. If someone moved in, you went and introduced yourselves. I'm sure a lot of you remember stories told to you by maybe your parents or grandparents about street parties they used to have, and how they used to be good friends with the people that lived next door. And ever since then, it just seems to we've gotten a lot more private. But ironically, while I think we seem to be more insular, we seem to have gotten a lot more voyeuristic when it comes to other people. I think that's why shows like Big Brother or any type of reality show are quite popular nowadays. People are mostly private, as I said, but when they get home they like nothing more than to watch people on TV bare their souls and make complete idiots out of themselves, which if you've seen any episode of Big Brother, that's not really that hard to do. I think if you put out a survey asking random people if the world today is scarier than it was, say, 20 or 30 years ago, I bet most of them would say yes. But it's just not true. There's always been terrorism, violence, and threats of war in the world. It just seems it gets to people now more than it used to. People have gotten a lot more paranoid. They've starting to put up CCTV cameras in their own homes, maybe to watch for burglars, or even just to watch their own neighbours. We seem to be a lot more suspicious of new people than we have in the past. There's a certain section of the population that seems to be constantly worried. If it's not about terrorism, it's about someone kidnapping their children or the world being completely submerged in water. And I think this has only contributed to us becoming more insular, because walling ourselves in makes us feel more safe and comfortable. I know that happens with me. Of course, I think the media have to take some sort of responsibility for this, for hyping up any kind of mild panic to some sort of apocalyptic clusterfuck. I understand why they do it. I mean, the fact is that bad news sells. If you make something out to be worse than it is, people will buy the paper to see what's going on, what they can do to stop it, get as much information about it as possible, and if they can do anything to protect themselves. Take bird flu, for example. In reality, quite a minor problem. But reading some of the papers, you'd think that millions of diseased birds were flying around deliberately trying to spit in people's mouths. All of this is general, though. I know there are a lot of people that don't think like this. Finally, I just want to say, if this sounds like you or someone you know, just try to relax a little bit. Do some of your own research if you're worried about something. Don't rely so much on newspapers. They're mostly full of shit anyway. Take some time to smell the roses. If you spend all your life worried, you'll miss some of the actual good things that can happen in life. And if this is coming from me, who literally does worry about everything there is to be worried about, it's coming from someone who knows what it's like. So anyway, that's all I've got to say. As I said, any comments or video responses will be welcomed. Have a nice day.